I'm Dana Dentha, and you're watching FYI. Alternative modes of transportation are becoming easier and safer for people traveling in the downtown. The William Street Bikeway is making traveling on two wheels the wave of the future.
This is the grand opening celebration of the William Street Bikeway, which is Ann Arbor's first two-way protected bike lane.
So this is a guarded bikeway that people are able to just go right through town, coming from the university and right into the neighborhoods or wherever they're trying to go.
This gives people on bikes their own space on the road, and it actually gives visual cues to motorists that they'll see these delineators along the road and know that that is not the space for them to drive in.
This actually has these buffer that cars can't penetrate, so cyclists feel comfortable riding them.
This is the first of what could be many protected bikeways in Ann Arbor.
The Downtown Development Authority, working with the city, is creating the second two-way protected bike lane next year on First Street. So running from Kingsley to William, that bike lane will connect with this William Street bike lane, which runs from State down to First Street.
You just see how many people are out here today, people of all ages, children, grandparents, and teenagers all riding and feeling very comfortable, very safe.
For more ways the DDA is improving the downtown for all, visit peoplefriendlystreets.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. Ann Arbor is on a mission to reduce our carbon footprint as they took a step in the right direction by installing solar panels at one of our city-owned buildings. Watch as numerous volunteers gather to help make a greener tomorrow. Adopted in 2012, Ann Arbor's Climate Action Plan aims for a 25% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2025.
It's a joint effort between our University of Michigan student organization, Students for Clean Energy, in partnership with the City of Ann Arbor to install solar panels on the fire station here, Fire Station 6, just near Briarwood Mall.
It's just free clean energy from the sun. So once you pay back those panels, it's all coming through. So I think there's multiple reasons to be really excited about solar panels and renewables in general.
The solar company is also making sure that the source of energy is battery ready. So when they can have a source of storing their overproduced energy, that they can prolong that type of cost efficiency in the future so that they can just continue to tap in to the renewable source rather than the backup from whatever their energy provider is.
Plan on seeing solar panels on more city-owned properties with expectations that residential properties will follow suit.
A major proponent of a solar panel is its visibility to the community and how creating this visualization of clean energy in the future of our economy is like a really important idea and an important message to send amongst the community members to know that this type of solutions exist and they can be readily available to anyone.
In today's technology-ridden world, it's easy to get distracted from your task at hand. But when you're driving, your concentration should be on the road and not on your device. And even more so now with the potential for ice and snow. Learn about distracted driving in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Bill Clark, the Ann Arbor Police Special Services Section. I'm here to talk a little bit about distracted driving. Texting while driving does increase your stopping distance, so it's going to actually take you a whole lot longer to stop. Nationally, in 2016, there was 3,500 people killed in distracted driving collisions. And in 2016, here in Michigan alone, there's 43 fatalities and about 13,000 traffic crashes resulting from distracted driving incidents. Michigan Vehicle Code does prohibit sending a text message, reading a text message, or manually typing a text message. We do have a lot of students coming back to town here shortly, with about 17,000 students attending the Ann Arbor Public Schools and about 45,000 attending the University of Michigan. So there'll be lots more pedestrians. So please keep your eyes on the road, put the cell phone down, and be safe out there.
As we grow older, many of us will transition into long-term care as our aging bodies are giving out. But Bristol Place Assisted Living Facility is not for the weak-minded, as Abby Binder goes tit for tat with new resident Marilyn Dune in Ripcord. Joining me is director Dennis Platte and actor Josiah Pankiewicz for Ripcord. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about Ripcord and what made you want to do this show for PTD?
It intrigued me for the last couple of years as a fairly new piece, and the older woman going against each other. Abby, who has been there for 4 years, and she likes the place the way it is, and
so she's kind of the queen bee.
She can see out a window in that one, and then she had the new one came in and is very happy-go-lucky and wants to be part of it, but that doesn't work very well.
And they have to share a room in this place.
They have to share a room.
And Abby had her own room the whole time prior.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
If not, she got rid of him somehow.
Yeah, okay.
And Scotty was in between the two of them, so trying to work the two of them back and forth. So it seemed there's young people and there's old people, but these two old people are the center. And the younger people trying to make things happen.
Trying to keep up.
Keep up.
Oh, okay, so they're like physically way more active than the younger people in the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing I really appreciate about this show is that it doesn't take the mindset that once you're in a retirement home or once you're that age, your life's over. Like a big part of the show and part of the climax of the show is one of the residents talking about how no, her life isn't over. This is just another chapter in it, and she's just as valuable, just as important as she has been her whole life, which is something I don't think we super think about when we kind of think like, oh, we're going to put people in these communities and then they're gone. And I think one thing the show does really well is show that there's still full people living full lives, and that can be hilarious and touching at the same time.
Well, why don't you tell us about your character and sort of the challenges you have to deal with?
Yeah, absolutely. So Scotty, he is a aspiring actor. He's not very good at it, but he doesn't know that, so we don't tell him. So Scotty's an aspiring actor, and he is doing this job for now. He really likes it. He likes the people he works with, but he always gets caught up in between everyone else's drama, and they purposely keep it from him because they kind of know he's a snitch. So he is trying to do his best to make everyone happy all the time, which then puts him in the middle of a lot of predicaments, and he's kind of the pawn getting moved around, and he doesn't even realize it.
When you auditioned, was this the character that you wanted to?
Yeah, when I was reading through the show beforehand, I thought he had a lot of really funny moments, but then a lot of really touching moments too, where you get to see that he really does love the people he works with, but at the same time, he is there to have a good time and have fun with them too.
The one thing I really like about a lot of the stuff PTD does is that they always think of, you know, spanning generations when they're thinking of shows. So this is not the first show where it's like young and old people, because a lot of times you are hearing like you're aged out of acting in things. And so like a lot of shows are like that. So you hit a certain age and it's like, you can play the grandma or whatever. But this one it's fun because it is like the two titular characters are older women, and everyone's just kind of living life around them.
Yep.
So when is the show?
When is the show? November 14 through the 23rd. There will be 8 shows, 2 matinees. Lots of the older people can get there on the matinees, and it's coming up on us.
It is right around the corner.
Yeah. So tickets, still pay what you can on Thursdays.
Yep.
And then you can pay in advance, get tickets in advance or at the box office.
Yep. Go to the website and you can sign up for.
Yeah. And as always at Riverside Art Center.
Correct.
Yep. So why don't you talk about maybe some challenges you've had with this show, because you mentioned that there's some it's sort of aerial acrobatics that happen, and
there are, and we're still working on them right now, trying to get, because there's the other 3 people that we haven't really talked about, and they can play 2 or 3 characters going on. So and there's we're having to. We only have 1 set, and we don't have any curtains, we don't have anything, so we have to bring in some things from the side.
oh, so you're like pushing it out there.
That are
Yeah.
pushing in and making corners that are hard to take, and they have to be cleaned up again for the next, because it goes back and forth. So it can get a little...
It's dicey, but it's awesome. I personally love sets where like you have secret compartments, and then you're like, "What? There's a whole wall back there."
I think Dennis likes that too, because
Yes.
he always is. It's always sort of like a challenging set. I feel like when I talk to you.
It is. Yes.
But I think it works really well, and we go from an assisted living home to a underfunded haunted house, and then we're in an airplane at another time. So we have so many different places, and they all look really cool, and they're all important to the show. So I think it's great that we're able to go from location to location, and we're even using like projection in this show, which is something newer to PTD.
We're hoping the clouds will be there.
They will, but you'll figure it out. So we just got about a minute left. So why don't you each tell people why you think they should come see Ripcord?
Well, for one thing, it'll be fun.
It sounds like a blast.
I think there's some really serious things where they're talking about their children and stuff like that, but there's a lot of fun in it, and I think everybody from young to old could have fun in this show.
Yeah, I think if you come to see this show, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, but you're going to leave feeling fulfilled and happy that you came. It'll be a good time for everybody, and then you get to see me acting. So
Yeah,
why not come?
I mean, come on, go see Josiah.
Yeah.
Lights.
Exactly.
It really does sound like it's got something for every sort of theater viewer.
It'll be fun.
Well, thank you both for coming on the show and break a leg.
Thank you.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer, and remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.